way do you think you would have traveled to get to this building that particular day?
Just that way it loops around. Okay. I don't know the names of the roads or anything. I can tell you where I drove, but it just on the way the road that goes out, basically the same way that you get to this one, except no, it's further up, and you go down, and it like comes down and goes around somewhere, and comes over on the other side.
So if you were parked there, and correct me if I say anything,
the bridge.
I'm sorry. So if you're parked there, how did you get on the trail? Where did you walk?
At one point, you either walked down the road, but then at one point they had a trail there. Not a trail, I wouldn't even call it a trail. They had a gravel path that led to the new thing that they were doing. I call it the trailhead. When they started doing all that, there was a trail that would, I think it ran along the road, if I remember right, and then it just cut over to where the trailhead was at. You couldn't really park. I just remember where that path was at, and you'd think you could park there, but it's no parking. So you had to walk. You either parked over here and it was actually closer if you went over here and you could just walk to the bridge that way. And then if you went this way, it was a little bit further because you walked along the road to.
And I would walk along the road, or was there a path in this?
At one point, I think you walked along the road. Honestly, I don't even remember. Where's the trails here? That's why I said at some point, it was probably after they put that little pathway in that we even parked there. I don't think we ever even used that until they put that path there, and it was just because it was the only way to get to trailhead from that side. And like I said, at one point, they didn't want you parking down here at this the November thing, so they put in a gravel path in, and you would park there. So you could park over there, or you park there and walk down the gravel path. And the path cut over to like where the trailhead thing is. Mm-hmm. So I guess what I'm saying is I don't know if we ever parked at that little building, whatever it was, until they laid that gravel path to it. I think we thought that was a new, I guess, designated parking area. That's when we parked there once in a while. We'd still park over here once in a while. It just depended on which. And like I said, there was times when we parked there on and off whenever they didn't have it posted. They didn't want you parking there. And we probably did a time or two when they did have it posted, but we didn't make a habit of it.
So then, on the trail, they saw 3 girls. Where was they saw the 3 girls?
They were up around the trail. I mean, I didn't interact with them. They was up around the trailhead somewhere.
So you walked around.
When I say they were leaving, yeah. Okay. I'm assuming they were leaving where they came from, down where those cars parked, and they were going to go back up.